back to the Peregrine Dame. I'm Rachel Parsons. This is South Africa. I'm Rachel Parsons. I travel the planet largely alone in order to get a truer perspective of this amazing globe. No distractions, no itineraries. Up close and personal. Amazing. And I'm ready to show you that traveling solo doesn't have to be so scary. We're still on the Thula Private Game Reserve in South Africa, checking out the Earth Organization's Eco Safari Tour. The Earth Organization gets my vote for top environmental NGO right now because they're not a militant green lobby. They don't run around demanding that everybody turn into vegans and quit chopping down trees for paper and homes. They're pro-business and they're pro-people. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, very rational. From the top down, Lawrence Anthony is very much a pragmatist and understands that people have to do just as well as animals and the environment, but that they all do well if they can do it together. And that really permeates the management of the entire organization. Lawrence Anthony owns Thula and started the Earth Organization in response to what he's seen of environmental disasters all over the world. The organization brings people to the reserve as a fundraising mechanism. Although I normally never, ever do tours, I decided to see what the organization offered for the money. And so far, I haven't been disappointed. I've just moved to the second of 2 luxury lodges on the reserve, and I'm getting to know the Elephant Safari Lodge. I have to admit I wasn't excited to move over to this lodge. There are 2 lodges on the property, and the tented camp, I think, is normally everybody's favorite. And it really is pretty cool. But I will say this. The luxury Elephant Safari Lodge, which is where I've moved to, has a heater air conditioner in it. So for me, as cold and wet as it is today, I'm a popsicle. That almost trumps the beauty of the tented camp. But just as we're getting settled in, and I just got downgraded. Not happy, but bearable, just more of a nuisance. The beds aren't standardized. There are 2 beds in one queen in one double in one, 2 twin beds smashed together in another one, which is what I just had in that beautiful room that was nice and large in that cabin, right next door. Now apparently someone and his sister are showing up to the lodge, and of course don't want to sleep in the standard double bed that's here together, which is understandable. But that just means I got booted out of the nice big cabin into, shall we say, a nice small cabin. Much more cozy. At least to make up for the downgrade in room, they gave me a bottle of wine on the house. So that makes up for something. Actually, in my book, that makes up for a lot. You see my purple teeth? I just met the 2 people who took the cabin I was just in, and they're nice. So that's good. Because I like them. They get the baby rhinos. They live in the boma in the pen near here, and their nanny lives on this property. So most of the time when they're out together during the day, they just run around the safari lodge. We've got 2 baby rhinos at Thula who have been orphaned via 2 different means, but they're being rehabilitated. When they're done weaning at 2 years old, they'll be released into the wild here. We drove up to pay a visit to them and their keeper, and they decided that they wanted to sharpen their horns on the bottom of the vehicle. The spooky thing is that they're both probably strong enough as babies now at 1.5 years or so to flip this thing, but they'd rather just get the scratch in, so at least we get up close and personal. As if the rhinos weren't enough to make up for the playing of musical chairs with the rooms, which they are, the food at the Elephant Safari Lodge makes up for the rest. While the tented camp serves a great buffet, the Elephant Safari Lodge cooks up a 4-course gourmet French and South African menu that Françoise Anthony, who's a trained chef, creates herself. And of course there is entertainment. local Zulus perform at least once in traditional regalia for the Earth Organization guests. Since the Peregrine Dame shot this, Tabo and Tombi have been released into the wild on Thula Thula successfully. Although it was a treat to have them around the lodge, their release has been a special triumph for Thula Thula, who plan to build a state-of-the-art rehab facility for all kinds of African animals on the reserve. Next time on the Peregrine Dame, we leave the lodges, get out of the Land Rovers, and take a stroll through the bush.